Good morning, and thank you for inviting us to give us the opportunity to present ourselves here. As Harbour said, Gemalto is a private sector company strongly involved in IT security. But I think what's maybe most interesting for you there is our effort in the standardization area. I mean, we invest a lot in standards because we believe that technical standards that corresponds to the legal and enable the implementation of interoperable infrastructures that comply with legal terms that you are defining are the right way to promote communication between the citizens, to promote new business, to promote security and trust in new technologies. You know that now we are in a trend where all the personal devices that enable us to connect to internet are converging, and we are in a trend towards mobile commerce and e-commerce are somehow converging, and therefore by Gemalto to try to understand what are the challenges from the legal, business and technical prospects, and try to facilitate the convergence between the different stakeholders' point of view. We are dealing, for instance, now with mobile payments. In mobile payments, by their own nature, there are different industries which are strongly involved, and each of them have their own vision of what is fundamental from the business and economical point of view, and there are different business models. We're trying to have them converging. We need to facilitate, and that's, I think, the main objective of this building up of the European of communication and IT services, cross-sectoral, efficient services based on trust. This trust this cannot be dependent on the particular country where a particular service provider is based on, and I think that's the main rationale to produce the directive first on electronic signatures, now on authentication and electronic services, and how all of this is going to impact the way systems are going to be offered by the industry and facilitate the adoption by the users, because in the end you can offer the best technology if people don't feel incentivized to use it because it is difficult, because it is not appropriate, because it is expensive, okay? Because it is perceived as not secure. You are not going to be able, okay, to deploy a new technology and new services based on that technology. And this is why our effort to try to match together legal requirements, consumer protectors, user protectors, along with technology progress, okay, deployed in a safe way and deployed using business models that makes, okay, appealing, okay, the adoption and the effort of the market, creating by standards a fair competition play for all the stakeholders is really at the core of Gemalto initiative. In particular, I can give you a couple of examples of what we are doing. 10 years ago, we were the promoters of a new standard, European citizen card. At that time, we were really pro-European, and we believe that we need, as most of you are well aware, common symbols, okay, in order to build an European Union which is not just economical but is also political, which is a common feeling of citizen. And you need symbols, and the most obvious symbol is the euro, okay? And the euro comes with that we need payment instruments adapted to the euro, which is cross-sectoral. And there are another a very strong symbol. We are human beings, and symbols are important for us, which is a common identity. So we need common identification as citizens, common passports, common ID cards, when any. Okay, and we are matching both. We are coming rightly in what is, I think, the debate of today: how we can use rationally our electronic identities so that services which requires trust and which are critical from the security point of view, okay, can be deployed, meaning payments, and in particular online payments, which are through open networks and are in principle more vulnerable to fraud and to people impersonation. So we launched this initiative, the European Citizen Card, which, okay, several big national ID schemes are already complying with a function of electronic signature, which is included. In the end, of course, it's at every member state to decide whether or not to follow a particular standard. Standards are building, but in a voluntary basis for adoption. And a second example is our involvement in the European Payments Council CART Stakeholders Group in order to develop the technical infrastructures, the security requirements for the SEPA payment instruments that we need for card present and especially, that's I think the debate of today, card not present or remote transactions for e-commerce and mobile commerce. So I'm very willing and I'm happy to be with you there, and I'll be only too happy to answer any questions that you like to raise today.
Thank you very much. Yeah.